Hello and happy Tuesday. Araya Unra here, coming to you live and for the love of dragons. Can you believe another week has gone by? We're heading into mid-February. Valentine's Day is next Tuesday. That'll be fun. We'll see what the dragons are doing with us that day. They are the carriers of love, so it's a perfect day for them to be really, really present with us. And just wanted to come on today and share and talk about what's been going on energetically. We had, well, at least I had yesterday a session, and it was very interesting because the flame dragon and the womb dragon were very present. And today I woke up and everything, I don't wear yellow and orange often. You guys can see I always dress for my energies. And it's actually a summer tank top that is the only yellow and orange thing I have because it's just not something that I wear a lot. But the energy being so present, I don't have the air dragons and the white dragon and that whole lineage come in on a regular basis. And, you know, I'm almost always feeling some kind of water thing in my own field. But when I come on for the group sphere, I thought it very interesting today to feel the energy and realize that over the last several days, I've actually had a lot of internal sort of insight, looking inward, really seeing some new things, seeing some new patterns, getting more clarity on some things. And that's very aligned to the air dragon lineage. That's the wisdom lineage. So the air dragon and the white dragon. The flame dragons I haven't assigned to a lineage yet, but I feel like I was getting clarity this morning about the different kinds of flame dragons and which ones align to the different power, love, and wisdom lineages that I have sort of delineated with the diagrams in the book. And this energy is still very, very present. It's a high octave, almost taking the fire and the air dragons as a blend, and where does that lift and hold? And so taking those insights into a place to actually really do something with them, really blow it up, get clarity, release it. And so just wanted to bring that in today and let you guys feel, you know, are you feeling yellows and oranges and whites and these kinds of energies, the citrine energy, the movement of sort of like swirling winds of change around you. This is the definite like bringing in of what feels like a predecessor or a precursor to a big shift that's around the corner for us. That right before a big shift, we all of a sudden start getting new levels of insight and awareness and bringing that into our own journey, which then affects the collective. And I feel like this collective with our dragon family, there's something going on here with us really having this energy around. And so I wanted to share specifically the energy of these two dragons in the deck. Some of you have the deck, some of you don't have it yet. I encourage you to get it if you don't, and use all 44 of the dragons that are in the deck on a regular basis to get that extra little boost of insight or clarity that you'll get from reading what they have, their message each day. So sitting with this and feeling my own contemplation times over the last couple of days, they feel like they've gone deeper. I've had new awarenesses of things that were out there, but I wasn't really looking at them in the same way. It's like getting a new perspective point on something and going, oh my goodness, that's when that revelation bell hits. That's when the bing, 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 the light bulb that goes on. And then all of a sudden a pattern can shift. So I feel like we're being given this opportunity as a precursor to some big energies around the corner. Maybe it's coming up for that spring equinox or that March equinox, depending on which hemisphere you're in, spring or fall. And just feeling that. So with these, the white dragon is about amplification, light, and DNA activation, which absolutely aligns to that sensation of feeling more energy around perspective, feeling more energy around what's being lit up. And I have really felt, I did feel near the end of last week, quite a few more crystalline level activations. And that's your DNA. That's that DNA activation that the white dragon leads you to and is followed up by the crystalline activation. So in that, really feeling this, when you have that crystalline DNA activated, it's bringing you into alignment with yourself, with your full dragon, whether it's dragon heart, dragon rider. Some of you watching are just connected to the dragons. Maybe you're a star being, or you're from the unicorn realm or somewhere else in the rainbow realms. whatever you be, coming into that crystalline factor, that crystalline activation piece, every time you get more of that aligned, you're getting closer and closer to your fullness of self. And that's going to give you that higher level perspective as you step into that. So that actually really aligns perfectly. And then the flame dragon is rebirth, intensity, and testing. And that is the other side of that coin is, all right, now I have the insight. Now I'm seeing the perspective and able to look at things in my life with that different viewpoint, and all of a sudden realize maybe something I've seen or judged in someone else, maybe this thing that keeps happening that I didn't recognize really was a pattern, and whoa, where does it sit within me and why does it keep coming up? Really giving the opportunity to see those with a different light, and in so doing, allowing, whether it's self-forgiveness, forgiveness of, the trauma that created that pattern, the belief system, and then allowing it to actually be released. And I feel like that's where the flame dragons are stepping up with the aspect of the rebirth, the intensity of going in, really allowing yourself to get really, really vulnerable within yourself. And if you need a reflection factor, getting really vulnerable with another being there, whether it's a friend, a partner, whatever, maybe your meditation guides. I know, interestingly, Kuan Yin came up in a post again, I think it was just yesterday, and she is part of that. She's the one that works with the air dragon. So, wow, there's another tie-in to the air dragon field. And I had shared that early on in my journey with the dragons, she was one of my mentors. She came in on a regular basis and would take me to her home, her realm in the heavens, and was teaching me these qigong moves, these very specific body movements to release things that were holding me back at that point in my journey. So we've got all this support coming in from this lineage right now, and allowing that to be what pushes you forward into, maybe it is going to be about intensity and internal testing. Maybe it's going to really feel like, wow, I feel like I'm being burned up. I feel like I'm being put on trial. I feel like I'm being judged. And it's about seeing those judgments we have about ourselves through the mirrors of our external experiences and the people that are externally reflecting back to us, that gives us that opportunity to really breathe it in its intensity and allow the flames and the dragon support to come in and just allow it to be burned up, allow the forgiveness to come through, allow the tears to fall and the blinders to be taken off to actually see what you keep holding on to that is continuing a cycle that is not allowing you to move past it. And you know what? The further we go, the more intense and shorter lived some of those get. The hardest skeletons in the closet are the ones at the very back, right? Everything when you start your journey opens up. You open the closet and all this crap falls on you, right? Like, oh my God, look at all these patterns. Like, oh, I've got a lot of stuff to release. I've got a lot of stuff to look at and forgive myself for and forgive others for. And, we get further and further on our journey, and all of a sudden we're at the back of the closet realizing, whoa, there's not much back here, but it actually goes back sort of far, and I've got to look in that corner, and I've got to look way in that corner. And it's almost like feeling that I'm being given this visual right now of the white and the flame dragons coming and scooping from the back of the closet with their wings, like just sort of walking forward, sort of pushing all the dust and debris out towards the front edges so it can finally be released, because those are the last vestiges that are holding us tethered into this 3D. Those are the last pieces that are maybe invisible to us, maybe the ones that we were waiting till the very last minute to deal with. And they can move through very, very quickly because you've got the tools, you've been working them, you're it's sort of a seasoned veteran now with some of your shadow work, and maybe you're new to it and you're just still having stuff fall out of the closet, and that's okay too, because they're still gonna bring up a lot more, a lot faster because of where we're at. So be ready for some intensity, and just knowing that you're being held, you will get through it, and just allow it to be breathed out and released, and inviting that dragon flame fire help you burn it up once you see it. Letting it through. So it's interesting because I'm seeing a few faces and names on here as they're scrolling, and quite a few of you are signed up for the workshop. So February 25th and 26th, this is the kind of stuff we're going to dive into. So if you've never done any work with me, or you've been thinking about it, I haven't offered something in a while except the Quantum Flight program. this may be your opportunity to get and dive in on 2 6-hour days back to back. So 12 solid hours of activation through your field in a single weekend where we can pull into that intensity. Maybe this is what's like building. Maybe that's going to be a big shift point. Maybe it's before the solstice or the equinox, excuse me. And it's about this preparation the dragons are setting up for this workshop. So that is 25th and 26th. It's all virtual. You can be anywhere in the world. I've set it up from 9 to 3 both days, which is my time here in Reno. That's the same as Los Angeles or San Francisco time. So Pacific Standard, which means it's 6 to midnight in Europe and odd times all around Australia. But I'm hoping that those Australians that had showed interest are willing to tolerate, a couple of rough nights or long afternoon naps in order to participate if your heart is really calling you. So if you need that link, I will put it, I'll add it to the description for this. It is on the site. Look for the posts about the workshop and you just follow the link and get registered. Pick Saturday or Sunday. It doesn't matter which one you click on. You're going to be there for both. And so just for example, click Saturday, follow the registration instructions, and I will be notifying everyone that week of how to actually connect in. So this is what's energetically present right now. And I feel for some reason, I feel like I just want to go into the energy of it with the flame dragon and the white dragon. I can feel them very present and see if there's a direct message for some reason that they'd like to share. And I'm going to really connect more directly with Tana, my dragon aspect. So what's coming through is that intensity is the pressure needed to pop the balloon of your quote reality, the balloon of your quote belief systems. What makes diamonds? It's pressure, it's heat, it's intensity. In order for your crystal patterning to move into its diamond birthplace, into its diamond foundations, to continue moving forward from there, the intensity that we bring, the testing that we bring is about really heating up the fire. And this is the flame dragon speaking. We're really bringing up and amplifying the flames because the flames of purification are what will bring you through the gateways. So don't shy away from the intensity. Don't step back from the intensity. Allow yourself to trust your own heart, knowing that you can take it. You can walk across flame. You can walk across those burning coals. Maybe you don't have to do an actual physical ceremony like they do in some of the islands where you get to like walk on hot coals. Realize that you're so much more powerful than you believe you are. And when you allow yourself to just trust your own heart, knowing that, all right, it's getting intense. These flames are possibly going to burn me up. And everything that I have is through the gateway across them. Am I willing to step through that intense period of purification in order to access the gateways of my own purity, my own crystalline, moving into diamond fullness and the beauty that refracts out to the world? So take that to heart. That's coming directly from the flame dragon with support of the white dragon. I can feel them both standing here and felt like it was more the flame dragon speaking, but there was a calmness being brought in with the white dragon, of almost like just the soothing energy to let you breathe that in. Allow the intensity to come. Allow the push into purification because we're ready for a big leap. It's coming forward, and the more you allow, the further you go. All right. Wow, what a beautiful message directly from our dragons. I don't often do that on these lives. I do feel like I'm always connected and just sharing directly through Tana. But this was actually more like a reading space of really feeling these two present with us and just allowing that. Allow yourself, just open your heart and feel that big wave. There's a wave of compassion and a wave of intensity coming from the combination of these two dragons. Just pushing it forth, almost like a crossing zone where these two waves are weaving. And that weaving is another piece of the information that was working yesterday, weaving it in where we start to see the backside of the tapestry. That's where the insight comes in. We're always looking at the front of the tapestry. We're always looking at the designs and the beautiful pictures in the front of the tapestry. But the core elements of our insight are where they're all, the fabric where it's woven together on the backside. Allow yourself to be pushed into that inversion. It's going to be uncomfortable. It might feel upside down. Your intensity might be about what's going on in your own body. And, well, this is intense because I feel like I'm being turned inside out and upside down. That is a part of our process right now. That is a part of our ascension process, is actually move into the inversion where they were talking about before, your reality. You're getting an insight about your reality because it's a game, it's a facade, it's a play on a stage. And it's time now to duck back behind the scenes, get behind the curtains, and see the stage from this perspective, where you're actually the director. You're commanding everything that's going on stage. You're designing it from a soul level. And where are you ready to own that? Whew. Big, big message today. So beautiful. Love that coming through. And I do feel like we're all in a period where insight. Let them pop, let them pop, let them pop. Keep a notebook by you. I have a clipboard with paper on it and a pen next to my bed right now so that I can write down things as they pop in, because I know that by morning, a lot of times they're gone, even though I convince myself that I'm going to remember them all. If there's a lot of insight period right now, I encourage a journal or something right next to you, wherever you are, so you can just jot down and come back to it later, come back in deeper. And obviously encouraging you, if you're going to go into meditation and try and work through some of this stuff, get deeper perspective on it. White dragon, flame dragon, air dragons, any of those in the lineage moving up that diagram in your books, use that. All right. Whew. So if you have questions about the workshop, you don't see the links or whatever, pop me an email, araya@dragonwithin.com, and I'll send you the direct link to get registered for it. And otherwise, I will see you on Valentine's Day, and we will see what the love is that the dragons are wanting to bring. All right. Bye for now, everybody. Have a great week.